very small growing up, and my mom was my high school principal. It seemed like sometimes I would get teased growing up just because I was very small and I was scrawny. I was small and I was scrawny going here when I was in Norfolk State. I was like 130 pounds when I was going here, you know, and I felt intimidated even back then. And so that was the first step, being able to protect myself. I was living off campus, and I was the restaurant manager for the International House of Pancakes on Military Highway. And I was the graveyard shift manager. And at that time, we were getting a lot of rough crowd coming in and out. And I worked 6 days out of the week. And I interned during the weekday and had classes during the day as well. So I only had maybe 2-3 hours of sleep a day getting through all this. So when I was at the restaurant, we had a lot of crazy people coming through. And even though we had police security and everything, every now and then we would have a little incident where I was like, hey, you know what? I wish I was trained a little bit more on how to deal with situations. And so I went home after 98, got my black belt, and you know, it all unraveled from there. Mixed martial arts combines all the aspects of fighting, all the different disciplines. You have your judo, you have your karate, you have jiu-jitsu, you have Japanese jiu-jitsu, you have Brazilian jiu-jitsu, you have pancrase, you have wrestling, you have all these different types of aspects all put together to help in your self-defense, to know that even Bruce Lee said it. You have to know different things of your fighting style so you can be able to complement everything, so you can deal with all types of fighters out there. You have to be able to see the opportunity when it comes. So in a fight or even a cage match, or even a street fight, you have to be able to keep your eyes open. You have to be fluent like water, because you have to know different options. It's like a tree. I can climb up a tree. If I go up a certain branch, just different stems that go out on that branch. So jiu-jitsu is, if I take them to the ground, I happen to lay on a certain spot, there's different, I'm in a branch, but there's different stems I can go to. Different little submissions I can go to because I'm in this particular position. I need to establish position before I establish submission on a person. So if I slam you or take you down, determining how you land, where your body is according to mine, that determines where I need to go from that point. You know, if your head's facing my head, when your arm's facing a certain way, I'm going to go for the arm. If your back is toward me, I'm going to choke you out. If your legs are towards me, I'm going to try to take your legs and maybe break your legs. Or if you know your back's toward me, I'm gonna take you down, suplex you, land you on your head. So all depends on, you know, where it is. I even got a tattoo of Bruce Lee's manual. We have kids in my schools that say that, yo, wow, you know, you got like a blueprint of what we can study and stuff, and how to do it right and everything. So I really like it, and it's a representation of just hard work. And even Bruce Lee, I mean, he wasn't even famous when he was drawing these things. He would never probably thought in a million years or 20, 30 years that somebody would tattoo these on his stomach later on. He was just merely just his sketches, you know. I have two types of students ever since I've started teaching karate. You have two types of students. You have students that take lessons, then you have students that practice. And that goes with anything you learn. You can sit there and you can be in a class every day. You can listen, you can take notes. You can take your tests. But if you're not sitting there taking it home and going back over it, and sitting there and maybe cross-referencing with other materials and other books, maybe even videos, other materials, are you really learning and increasing your knowledge, or are you just doing what you're told? It's almost like a framework. You're just doing just enough to get by, but are you going back to say, okay, what does this really mean? I got my blue belt in karate back in 1988, and I said I never finished that goal. I went to Norfolk State. I finished that goal. I got my degree, my Bachelor of Science degree in Health Service Management. But I said, let me get back to Pittsburgh, back home. I could live with my mom for a while. We just study some martial arts. And I got my physique together. I got my discipline together. I got my attitude together. And that's what made me say to myself, I might have had confidence before going to Norfolk State and getting the grades and graduating and being the restaurant manager, you know, down on Military Highway at IHOP. But it wasn't until I started teaching and building confidence, knowing what I was speaking about from my heart, knowing that it was what I believed in. When I started competing in karate tournaments, and I said, you know what, I like doing this. I'm real comfortable doing this. And there was one point in my time in my life where I wasn't comfortable about fights, but now it's second nature to me. My focus is eventually to become a champion. I would like to become a champion. It doesn't even matter if it's a big show, if it's a small show, if it's an amateur show, it's a professional show. To me, a champion is more someone that establishes a goal, accomplishes it, and you're a champion in your own right. You know, it really doesn't matter what is seen by other people. You know, it depends on where you want to go. You got to sit there and look at yourself and say, you know, what makes me so different than anyone else to make me achieve what I want. Listen to yourself, listen to your parents, be focused, be respectful to the women on the campus, and just stay focused on your goals. Just know where you want to be in your life and stick to it. You know, look at the prize and work hard at it, and eventually you look back and say to yourself, hey, it was all worth it.